Hi everybody, I'm Aisling and I want to talk today a bit around how testing and product roles are actually really aligned. So I think they're actually intrinsic to each other and they're totally dependent on each other. So in my career to date, I've spent half of my time as a tester and I'm now a product owner. So when I was a tester, the first time I actually seen the true value of a product owner is when we introduced session-based testing. So I was leading it for my team, kind of getting together who I thought were the best people. And one day I decided to invite the product owner, honestly, because he was the only person who hadn't been to one yet. So I was actually blown away by the scenarios he came up with, the user-centered focus he had, and scenarios I didn't even think of to put in my test suite. So from that day on, I invited him to every single SBT. And I started to work really closely with him, even just developing my test strategy. So now that I've moved into the product owner role, I don't think he ever realized how much he influenced my testing approach. So I want to do that now for my own test teams and the testers that I work with. So I want to bring the test skills I have and the experience I have and really introduce a user-centric approach to testing. So as testers, we validate user experience, we validate usability from a real user's perspective, and the information provided and shared with me is critical for my responsibilities now as a product owner. So I really think when they align properly together, I have a deep appreciation for product in testing and testing in product. That was it.
Why stop with testing? Why not keep going down to the devs and give them that as well?
No, I totally agree. I'm a firm believer in that everyone has an equal say in the team, regardless of your role, regardless of your experience. You know, what I like to do is when I'm defining a product or a feature set, I want everyone's opinion because I appreciate that I'm not always right and sometimes I don't know more than other people on the team. So I very much think it's a team focus and, you know, it's a team responsibility.
I'll go for one then if no one else is. So you said a lot about user testing. What about when the business are taking a lot of money off someone to put in a feature and they don't really give a crap about the user, they just want their feature in? How do you balance that with user testing?
I think if we don't have a say, to start off, if we're going to implement a feature, part of my role as a product owner is if that's not coming from a user need, it's my job to question why are we doing it. If I'm kind of overthrown and we decide to do it, we're still looking at how is a user actually going to use this feature. You know, it is very much calling out if we don't think it's going to be used or if we don't understand how it's going to be used, how do we test it? You know, how do we prove it's going to be valuable if we don't understand in the first place why we add it?
Kind of on that note, do you have any thoughts on the use of dark patterns to annoy or frustrate a user that you morally may not agree with?
I've never been asked that question before. Let me have a think about that. We can talk about it after. Yeah. I think that's the kind of key role of a tester is to bridge that gap as well. I think that's also where testing and product are so aligned. You know, I'm kind of at the middle of the experience, technology, and the business. So I think as much as the tester works with the product owner, like the guys have mentioned, you need to be working with your developers day in, day out. You know, you need to be sitting with them. You need to be involved from the very beginning, how they're going to develop, how they're going to unit test, how they're going to test.
I just think we continue that afterwards, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.